Hello everyone and welcome to the Pocono International Raceway for the first ever doubleheader weekend in the Crown Royal Truck Series. And of course, with me for this special occasion is of course Peter.
I'm here. We're going to see 40 laps of action in two races. We got the Hershey's 300 up first, and then after it, the Reese's 300. Should be a lot of fun here today in Long Pond, Pennsylvania.
Jay Jefferson gets the great start of starting on the pole for this race. Alongside him, Carter Friesen. Behind them is Carson Bowers and last week's winner DJ Curtis, Matty Porta, Paul Jackson, Brady Burkhart, Alex Peters, Zachary DeLillo, and Anderson Reed, your top 10. On Giotto pulling out the stops, 2 trucks inside the top 10 as well. DYI, 2 trucks inside the top 5 as well with these horrible camera angles.
Taking a look at the point standings, you've got 3rd, 4th, and 5th in the point standings, rounding out the top 3 on the grid. Logan Cloud starting around the mid-teens, I believe, but Austin Murray deep in the field. He's only 3 points behind Cloud for the points lead. He's starting, I believe, 38th here today, so he's got a long way coming. But you can't forget, if he stays in the back for this one, he'll be inverted to the front of the grid.
That is what the special thing about this doubleheader weekend is. The qualifying session for this weekend was just one go or go homer in one qualifying session. After this race, the whole lead lap grid will be inverted for the next race, the next doubleheader, or the next race, the Reese's 300 here tomorrow at Pocono. So Jay Jefferson, if they finished like this, Jay would start 40th instead of 1st for tomorrow's race. But we're getting ready for this race. Who are the drivers to watch today, and who are the ones that could be playing the game trying to set themselves up for race number 2 instead of race 1?
Obviously, you want to take a look at this top 5, some of the strongest trucks in the field. You got Jay Jefferson, Carter Friesen, Carson Bowers, DJ Curtis, and Matty Porta all strong. But we should take a look at some of these hometown boys here from Pennsylvania. We've got a lot of Pennsylvania drivers. One of them, starting 7th, is Brady Burkhart, that 99. He's had a tough season so far, but maybe he can turn it around in some brand new PPG colors.
As well, another hometown favorite, as well as the last Mountain Dew Custom Series winner, Luke Rainey in the number 61. He starts this race from the 34th position for Toyota Racing Development, but they do have a strong truck under the hood, or a strong engine under the hood of that Toyota. He should be able to get himself up to the front. He also has a couple SBR drivers near the back as well. Mikey Yamakaze starting in the back as well, but Brady Burkhart and that SBR team out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, they're looking to bring one home today at their home track.
Can't forget about Anderson Reed either in that 41. He's starting high up the order, starting P10, I believe, in his 41 for Penn State. Got the State College on the hood, so he's obviously repping a lot of Pennsylvanians here today.
Just about to wrap up pre-race ceremonies. Get ready to go green here at Pocono for the first race of this doubleheader weekend. It's a 40-lap event. Let's go head down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at Pocono. Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in all 22 Crown Royal Truck Series races this season. Jay Jefferson will start on pole for this race, the first of 2 this weekend, but the second race will be set by the finishing order of the first. That means Jay Jefferson will not be the pole for that one, but the pole for this one, looking to take his place in victory lane today for the first time at Pocono, for the first time this season. Hopefully, Jay in that TSR Cobalt number 48 Dodge Ram will be able to take home the victory at Pocono. With that, the engines are fired. 40 drivers rolling off for 40 laps. It's Jay Jefferson and Carter Friesen on row 1, Carson Bowers, DJ Curtis row 2, Porta, Jackson, Burkhart, Peters, DeLillo, and Reed your top 10, with Spurleytube, Onjack, Allison Foster, and Logan Cloud your top 15. One driver to note, though, DJ Gibson, the defending race winner here at Pocono, starting this race very far back in the grid, starting in the 35th position. He's going to have a long race ahead of him if he wants to defend his win.
Another quick pre-race note, it's not what any team owner wants to see, but we have 2 teams this season struggling currently in the funding, and they're both 4-car truck teams. Let's take a look at There's the team boss, Jay Jefferson. Texas Star Racing struggling for cash just outside the negatives currently. And I believe Rockstar Energy Racing, who's starting most of their trucks deep in the field, are in the negatives currently. So these two guys want to have a great doubleheader for their teams and make sure they won't have to take out any drastic measures to keep their teams alive.
That's the one thing here, too. This is 2 races, and you are locked into running both races. All the teams have brought at least one backup truck out just in case for the second race of the weekend. But if you crash out, you have to pay those damage costs and try to repair that truck or scrap that truck for costs. As well, you got to get back out and run the next race. So if you crash early, this could be a very big deficit you're heading out of Pocono. So they're going to have to try and keep it clean. Coming down the front straightaway, Jay Jefferson and Carter Friesen going to lead us down. Jefferson with the big jump. Green flags in the air. We are racing 40 laps at the Pocono Raceway.
Into turn 1, Jay Jefferson clears Carter Friesen. Brady Burkhardt, an aggressive move to get underneath Matty Porta, trying to slide his way up into P5. Slides up just a bit off the corner, but he'll take that spot away as they funnel down the Long Pond straightaway.
And this is one of the big passing opportunities here down into the tunnel turn as Carter Friesen's going to look to the inside. Carson Bowers looking down as well, but Carter Friesen going for the race lead. He led near the end of the Charlotte race last week, but got taken out at the end by running out of fuel coming out of turn 2. It was sputtering down the back and got some fuel, but it was too late, and DJ Curtis passed him. Carter looking to get out in front today. He's going to lead lap number 1. Carson Bowers, DJ Curtis back there second and third, fighting with Jay Jefferson, but it will be that Pedal to Metal Racing 85. Pedal to Metal Racing owner in that 85 leading us down.
Just like everybody trying to funnel out single file at the front, but not into turn 1. Curtis making an aggressive look underneath that 25. He's got help from Brady behind. Brady peeks his nose out, possibly just get a little bit of clean air, but he's pushing that 5 up toward P2. Could be a DIY 1-2 as we come out of the tunnel turn.
Curtis right now going to be pushed 3 wide as Brady Burkhardt looks to the inside. They're going to go 3 wide. Carter Friesen pushed up the track. Now Carson Bowers right there as well. They're all touching almost into the wall for him as they rush down out of turn number 2, down into turn 3 here at the Tricky Triangle. And DJ Curtis is going to take the race lead away from teammate Carter Friesen.
Brady was lucky he backed out. Otherwise, that would have wiped out the entire field, but it's a DIY 1-2. This time, Curtis is going to come out on front. Now, Brady looking to strike on Bowers if Friesen doesn't want to swap back for the lead, which he will here, I believe, on lap 3.
Lap 3 here at Pocono. We are ready for a long race weekend. It's 80 laps at Pocono, so these guys did have one private off-season test that was non-televised here to let these guys get ready for Pocono, bring their best for these 80 laps. This combined puts the most laps in any track in one season for the NSDCA. But now Carson Bowers looking to the inside of Carter Friesen for second. One thing we did not point out in the pre-race, the pit window, 15 to 16 laps here, meaning if this goes green the entire way, which it very well could, we would see 2 green flag pit stops, but it is a 2 pit stop minimum today here at Pocono. As Burkhardt and now Porta and Jefferson looking to make the move on Carson Bowers out of turn number 3.
The Fords absolutely checking out on front. We got Dodges and Toyotas fighting back there for P3. And looks like the groups have kind of split a little bit. Back behind, like, Tib Foster there is riding the wall almost into turn 1. Don't do that, Tib. But yeah, Diego Yep is kind of backing up this first group here. Then Kukulon trying to get up here as well. But Jose Perez and the rest of the field are kind of falling off just a little bit. But if they keep fighting back there, they'll fall further back and end up taking out a chance at a possible victory. This early in the race, though, a little bit unlikely.
Of course, this track very long, so the drafting will be into play, but this is the first time we're at Pocono with the new truck setup. As you see Dusty Neal go up and bounce off of the wall at the back there, this is the first time the faster engines and faster trucks are here at Pocono, so you're seeing a bit more spread out up in front, but in the back, the packs are still going to matter, and you're going to need some of that draft. Look at Alex Peters up to 5th, Anderson Reed moving up to 6th, and there's Logan Cloud, the Speedway ace this season. He's inside the top 10.
Just took 10th away from Riley Spurley, too. There's Brady jumping out underneath Matty Porta, 2 of the championship contenders from last season. But Brady, no look into 1. Porta working the outside through turn 1 here, but Brady is going to have a run off the corner nearly into his quarter panel, and they're neck and neck down toward turn 2.
That beautiful PPG paints number 99, of course. It's only on for a couple races this season, but a great paint scheme nonetheless. He's trying to show it off with one of his best runs of the season. Brady, of course, has been in a lot of controversy this season, taking out multiple drivers at Las Vegas, being suspended for a race at Auto Club. The 99 team is really needs to improve their image, and right now they're in third. One of the best runs of the season for this SBR 99. This coming after team boss Matthew Eves has swapped out the 99 and 83 equipment. Both of them, though, getting improvements to their rides over this past ratings day. Brady Burkhart right now sitting in third, trying to get himself towards the front, trying to win this race here at his home track.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead. Carter Friesen looking back underneath his teammate DJ Curtis. We don't know about the relationship between these teammates after Curtis stole the win from Friesen at Charlotte, but they're side by side through the tunnel turn over the bumps. Looks like Friesen going to come out on top. Diego Yepes, although he's a little further back in this pack, he's made his way up to about 15th. He may have his spotter giving him updates showing that his trucks are racing plenty hard.
DYI, it was a big surprise that it was DJ Curtis to be the first DYI driver to win this season. DJ has been a strong contender, but he just has not had the speed and the dominance that Carter Friesen has shown this season. Now Carter looking to win that first race. It's been a while since Carter's won, of course, dating all the way back to Martinsville in the inaugural season of the Mountain Dew Custom Series. DJ Curtis, of course, coming off of 2 wins in his last season. Roger Ray on the back straightaway. Did he come down to pit?
I don't know, gonna have to check our incident reports for that one. Looks like he did come down pit road after a possible blown tire. Couldn't really see the number there, but they are still racing hard up at the front. Brady holding down P3, but I want to talk about a driver on the hot streak currently. A bit overlooked, I'd have to say, is Anderson Reed. After missing Road America, his future at Anjado is probably in doubts to some, but he has put it together. He got a top 5 at Kentucky, believe top 5 at Charlotte as well, and now he's running very strong as well here at Pocono.
It was actually shown that Anderson Reed was one of the best drivers in the field the last 4 races. Most consistent in that 41 as Logan Cloud moves Jay Jefferson out of the way. One other driver to point out, Riley Spurleytube has had a struggle of a season for Texas Star Racing and might be one of the reasons over these last few races. He was involved in one crash and then blew up at Charlotte, costing the team a lot of money. But Spurleytube up here trying to fight his way towards the front. You also got team boss for Anjado, Peter Onjak, back here as he's looking at Carson Bowers and Anderson Reed running up front. Tip Foster a little further back for Anjado, but nothing that they won't be able to gain as they go through this race. But Anderson Reed, a great run today, and for Penn State, trying to win at Pennsylvania. Of course, he's won here before in the Mountain Dew Custom Series for Evernham. He's right now holding off Jay Jefferson in that 6th position.
Oh, he passed JJ around the outside there. That was an incredible move, but I don't want to be the person to bring up this bad news because Riley Spurleytube is a fan favorite, but could possibly his lack of performance currently be just a lingering effect of that injury after that horrible testing crash at Indianapolis at the start of last season? Who knows what the driver of the 28th really going through in his personal life. He's had some off-track struggles, I know that. So Riley's doing the best he can, though, and maybe proving today my theory could be wrong.
And of course, we don't want to keep harping on that injury from that 2018, but you just have to know that he was supposed to drive this truck last season, and now this is his rookie year in this 28. He's not doing that well. He's keeping it straight and trying to keep it clean, but 27th in points. His driver that drove this 28 last season, Eli Bright, sits 29th in points. So TSR not having the best season, but Spurleytube, he's trying to just work with it. He was healed last season and made a couple starts trying to get him ready for this year, but it looks like this team just a big struggle off early on in this season. Peter Onjak now in that 44 is cleared into 8th. Jay Jefferson 9th and Maxwell Fye up to 10th. 10 of 40 complete. We're going to take a quick break. Bring you guys back to the action here for pit stops as Carter Friesen, DJ Curtis head off into turn number 2. Friesen on the inside, Curtis on the outside, Peters and Porta fighting behind. Bring guys back to the action. Get ready for pit stops here at Pocono.
I think I'm dreaming When I'm here with you, I feel the love. It's a gift from above. You always give me everything I need. Every day, love, it sets me free. Yeah, I can feel the love. Yeah, I feel sheets love. You fill me up with love both night and day. This is what I feel, what can I say? Yeah, I can feel the love. I feel sheets love. I feel the love. Yeah, love.
Welcome back to the Hershey's 300 here from Pocono. The racing still absolutely hectic. Fighting for the lead between these Fords. Matty Porta, Alex Peters holding down P3 and P4. Now Peters trying to block off Burkhardt for P5, but haven't really talked about Alex much this race. He's having a pretty alright season so far for Zachary Racing.
Of course, he got that one win at Auto Club, as well as his team boss, Zachary DeLello, getting the win at Daytona. Started Zachary Racing off very well. Both drivers right now sitting inside the points, or sitting inside the chase, though DeLello would be getting in on his wild card slot as he's outside of the top 8 in points. See Riley Spurley picking up here. But one driver we want to point out about, Maxwell Fye in the 16. He's up to 9th. A great one for Butcher Gatorade Motorsports today. A team that's also been struggling, as you see Roger Ray is in the 0-1 this week, not Anthony Lehman. But Maxwell Fye up in the top 10. A great run today for him.
Ooh, Jay Jefferson almost snuck underneath Anderson Reed there. Couldn't quite do it back out of it. Otherwise, you might have seen two blue trucks in the wall right there. Speaking of another blue truck, I noticed a blue truck back there in about the mid-teens, making his way up from 38th. Austin Murray is on an absolute tear.
And Murray with that Lavazza paint scheme. The last time he was in the Lavazza paint scheme, he went on to win South Boston. Right now, this 88 team, he is moving towards the front. It's been 20 spots almost gained since the drop of the green flag. You see Jake Galloway also hit the wall further back there. But you notice one thing. This field's starting to get a bunch more spread out and more just single file. Everyone trying to ride around, probably waiting for those pit stops. Austin Murray gaining to the front, but one other Dodge team that's doing very well. You see 3 of the 4 Anj Auto trucks right there. A little further back is the bright pink number 40 of Tib Foster. But these guys now starting to fight up here with Logan Cloud, Ryan Butcher, Maxwell Fye. You even got Alex Banyako and Diego Yepes up there as Cloud is all over the back of former team owner Peter Onjak.
Oh, man, Cloud trying to make a really aggressive move. Good thing he backed out of it there. Otherwise, that could have wiped out that entire pack. But I don't know about Anderson Reed right now. Although he does have the fastest lap of the race just not too long ago. Check that under the brake. But I think he maybe is just holding up this field just a little bit. Just because of how it seems like he's just been dropping back just a little bit. Maybe his tires are cooked. And seeing that these guys are running a bit lower lines, I think we have pit stops.
That's going to be his pit stops. Carter Friesen's going to be the first one in. Burkhardt's going to stay out, try to get PPG some leading screen time. But we're going to take a look as Alex Peters ducks in. Riley Spurley tube, Anderson Reed, much more guys staying out. Logan Cloud diving in almost into the back of Anderson Reed. Remember last season, Peter Onjak got hooked onto pit road and took him out of the race. That was under caution, though. We'll see how this goes. As DJ Curtis, now you see contact between Rainey and Monaco as Galloway's going to be held up by Monaco. The rest of the field coming on in. We're just checking through, and they will be good as Mark Silas and Strigley make contact.
Don't know what that was going on between those two back markers, as well as TSR and Ari are having struggles. Those two teams aren't as good on the money as well, but Gibson down and away. Strategy out of that 53. Did he take 2 tires? Or fuel only?
Looks like everyone taking a bit of 4 tires here. It'd be pretty smart to do so. We'll check on Gibson in a second, but we're going to make sure that we see everyone else come down to pit road, make sure no one else is taking some wild strategy, staying out till lap 16, but Burkhart will lead the rest of the field in. There you see Austin Murray. He's actually passed Butcher and Yepes as well, too. Might pass. Oh, Butcher getting into the back of him a little bit coming onto pit road. Now Yepes being held up by Murray. Course, with that early pit stop, but Friesen will be so far ahead of DJ Curtis, Spurley Tube, Alex Peters, Logan Cloud, your top 5 as they run, but we got these guys still coming back on around.
Honestly, it was probably just because Gibson's box was so far down. That's my mistake there, but our pole sitter, Jay Jefferson, in as well as the rest of the field. There goes Murray. How does he fare as everybody else goes to the right side? There's Friesen and Curtis racing around. I think Friesen has a clear shot for this race lead.
Going to pull out to the spectator cam, the wider angle cam, as they're going to come off of pit road. You see Brady Burkhart trying to beat Friesen off pit road, and there he goes. Carter Friesen will cycle back into the race lead, and DYI looking to win this race today. Now you got DJ Curtis, though, will be passed by Brady or will be right behind him as they come off the corner, but Carter Friesen now has set sail.
This is really going to spread out the pack. I think Porta, Spurley2 coming out fast. And looks like everybody's going to settle in, kind of spread out by the midfield. They're all going to be bunched up, but at the lead might be a little calmer than we expected.
Look through the field real quick. We got the big pack still about the middle, but at the back of the group, they're a bit more spread out. Dusty Neal also, we want to point out, he was complaining of a tire issue early on, and maybe that was a result from him hitting the wall. Must have went down pit road and tried to repair that, as he is now pretty far behind Mark Silas, who had damage on pit road. Another thing to point out, I need to find, there is Roger Ray. He will be off cycle from these guys because he pit around lap 6 or 7. He's now sitting just inside the top 30, but will have to come down and pit soon.
Yeah, I don't think Ray is going to make it on that off-sequence strategy, especially if there's a caution, because fuel window's 15 laps. Yeah, I don't think he can do it. He's going to have to make 3 stops.
That will pretty much cost him. He did start at the back, though, but as long as he could stay on the lead lap ahead of these guys, which might be able to happen if he takes that final pit stop within the ability to just make that his final pit stop, he could start this race from the pole tomorrow. But Curtis and Burkhart now, they're fighting as Riley Spurley2 is up here. You also see Logan Cloud. Once he gets into clean air, that 91 might be unstoppable just like at Kentucky. But Spurley2 now really starting to show some speed here in this TSR number 28.
Jay Jefferson, I was going to like that as he slipped back just a little on the pit stops. He's about P12 currently in his 48, but Spurley2 racing hard with Burkhart and Curtis here. Fans are being treated some great action, and that's probably why Pocono got the doubleheader date.
Of course, the other doubleheader date being Chicagoland, and the very special thing about that is that will be the final race before the chase. So if you are good at those speedways and a fan of Chicagoland, which put on some decent racing last season, though there were many crashes at the end. Of course, Jay Jefferson passed Jose Perez on the final turn pass for the race win. But that'll be 2 chances at Chicagoland to finally make your way into the chase if you haven't already. Sure should be a great battle to the end there. DJ Curtis now falling back to third as Burkhart takes second. We're going to have a flyby of the field down this front straightaway. Carter Friesen, the driver in the race lead, with Burkhart, Curtis, Spurley2, and Cloud, your top 5.
There goes Porta and Peters fighting again. Ben Yako looking underneath Onjak. Everybody else single file until this massive swarm back here. 2 and 3 wide into turn 1. Looks like some of these guys back here are just trying to salvage what they can and possibly look out from a strong inversion.
And if all of these drivers stay on the lead lap, which usually you do not see teams actually go a lap down just by racing, it's usually from crashes or whatever. So we could be seeing that Dusty Neal could be in the seat to start on pole for tomorrow's race. Carter Friesen, though, dominant performance. He still has a long way to go as well. We're already about 5 or 6 laps on these tires, so you'll start seeing the lap times go down just a little bit. However, Carter right now 2.25 seconds ahead. Did he have this lead at Charlotte? I believe so. But of course that was erased by multiple cautions at the end of that one, giving DJ Curtis the opportunity to win. Logan Cloud, though, up to 4th. He's making a move, but Austin Murray as well. Those pit stops puts him inside the 13th position.
It seems like clean air is king here at Pocono right now, and once these guys stop fighting, they'll get clean air, catch up to the next guy, start battling, and like rubber banding back. That's how the racing is going on, but it sure provides some great excitement here at this 2.5-mile oval.
Well, technically this is a triangle, but
it's still an oval.
Semantics aside, we're still having some great racing here at Pocono. Logan Cloud now looking for the 3rd spot on Riley Spurley2. And if there's any driver in the field you don't want to see gaining and getting into clean air, it is that 91. Kentucky, he got out to pretty much a record-setting for an oval track 6-second lead. Him and Diego had that kind of lead last when we were at Auto Club, and Diego was in that number 99. Also, speaking of the 99, Brady Burkhart starting to reel in Carter Friesen. He has a truck to beat today. I think SBR might have been saving this for the hometown boy, or the home state boy, to try to win this race. Of course, Brandon Morris at the track this weekend as well, cheering on his buddy Brady Burkhart. But Carter Friesen seems to be, he might be in some trouble coming into these next few laps.
Gotta notice how that group from like third on back really bunched up. That allowed Brady to rocket away and chase down this 85. Once they start fighting, maybe some of these guys like Spurley or Cloud will set their way toward the top 2.
And just as you said that, Spurley pulls away from Cloud. Now you got Curtis trying to hang on for a top 5. DJ really coming into his own. We were skeptical if he would be able to drive like that DYI team wanted him to, like he did last season in that 13. He's pretty much showing that he is. 1 win at Charlotte in a dramatic fashion. All 3 of his wins, of course, coming in a dramatic fashion. But Curtis right now in 5th, running strong. Anderson Reed back in 9th. As you see, Roger Ray has now pit and has gone a lap down. So the way this looks here, 22 of 40, he's not going to be able to make it to the end on this fuel run. So the best case scenario for Ray not to be stuck in the back for both races is if these guys all have green flag pit stops, he can get back on the lead lap, and then a caution comes out afterwards to let him come down and pit while on the lead lap. But right now, Carter Friesen really starting to be reeled in by Brady Burkhart. Logan Cloud and Spurley fighting for 3rd, and DJ Curtis in 5th. Let's go ahead, talk about Carter real quick, and talk about the journey that he's been on these last 4 years, and now finally, just 18 laps away, could win his first race in 4 seasons.
Started out season 1 in a Dodge, actually. He's had a Legion for his whole career. They've supported him the entire way. Been in that 91 for 4 seasons, but ended up Diego leaving his own team, leaving his championship-winning team to give somebody else a chance. He gave Carter that chance in this newly renumbered 85. This used to be the Monster Energy 77, as Shepard was the 89 last season in trucks. But yeah, Carter, he's come a long way. Still has that incredible winless streak so far since Martinsville, which I think right about now probably has just either tied or surpassed Onjak's, which Onjak broke at Mesa Marin. But Friesen, he was so close to it at Charlotte, but he didn't get it.
And Carter, yeah, his winless streak stretching about 3.5 years right now, going to be 4 if he cannot win this season. But of course, this truck very strong. You see that second pack starting to catch up as well. One thing to point out, Roger Ray able to keep up because he has those fresher tires, so he should be able to at least be competitive with these leader drivers. Further at the back, one thing to point out, Jacob Rosen, that 7 team. Let's see if we can go talk about him real quick. 7 team, team owner Sebastian Kukulon has announced that the 7 team will lose their charter, sell their charter off, and go to a part-time team, as RER is having a major funding lapse with that. And also a TSR driver, Jake Galloway, kind of struggling at the back of this one. Just looking up through the field real quick, Zachary DeLello a bit further back. There you see Diego Yepes, Maxwell Fye has fallen back as well. But the field right now staying clean and green as they go. Are we seeing another pit stop? Because they're at the bottom. But Brady Burkhart is Carter Friesen.
Think they were just racing hard here. Let's go on board, possibly the visor cam of that 99 as he chases down our race leader and makes a big look into 1.
Burkhart looking to the inside, trying to get that momentum on the inside, but Carter tries to outbrake him. He is right on the bumper of that 85. 15 to go next time by, so what we are looking at as they come around this time by will be the final pit stop. Anytime you pit after this lap is completed, you should be able to make it to the end. But we said you should at Charlotte, and a couple people didn't, including the SBR duo that was up in front, Brady Burkhart. Hopefully he won't do that again, just like he did at Kansas. But he has now lost a bit of time to Carter Friesen. We'll finish out this lap on board with the 99, so you can see one of the masters of the CRTS at work. He goes through turn number 3.
See this coming down the front straightaway, the massive grandstands on both sides, basically. Pocono crowd always comes out in full force here. Pennsylvania, a great hub for the NSDCA, and I don't think they made any mistakes by putting their headquarters down in Pittsburgh, although this is on the other side. Pennsylvania, a big old wide state, and plenty of fans and drivers to cheer for.
As we were on board, Logan Cloud clear into third, and he is looking to win this race, going for his third win of the season. The most wins in one season is 4 with Diego Yepes last season, as well as Jake Galloway in the Mountain Dew Custom Series last season. Now Cloud trying to match that. He lost out on history last weekend by not winning 3 in a row. Of course, only, I believe, 7 drivers have been able to win 2 races in a row, including Diego Yepes twice. But Logan Cloud now drops to 4th. Spurley Tube there. Matty Porta up to 5th. Haven't talked about the Sauber Racing team all day, but they are looking for a turnaround this next few races, and they are up inside the top 5.
They're doing good. Porta's been doing good this season. He was really strong at Road America. Lost it to the lap car of Eli Bright. Had some trouble getting around him. That allowed Logan Cloud his first win. But Porta, he's running really strong this season. Probably one of the most underrated drivers in the NSDCA. Obviously, he had that fight for the title at Kansas. His only win was on an oval. He's a really underrated driver, in my opinion.
Looking up front, Brady Burkhart, and look at Porta. They're all just going to freight train that 85 into the corner and give the race lead to Brady Burkhart. 13 to go this time by. We pit around, what, lap 15, so that means we're getting about to another green flag pit stop cycle. This could be the first NSDCA Crown Royal Truck Series race that could go green all the way through, if I'm remembering correctly. But now Burkhart, you see Spurley Tube and Cloud. No, they're not going to pit. Burkhart and Freeze and drag race down the front straightaway.
Spurley Tube really backed up in 3. That's showing the tire wear. That's showing that these trucks are hard to drive. But it's a nice change of pace to see all these trucks racing clean and hard still, and just not tearing everybody up for the sake of tearing everybody up.
We saw that at Charlotte, of course. Multiple crashes at the end trying to get positions. But the thing about those crashes, they all happened outside of the top 15. The top 10 guys, they were racing each other clean and green, and we even saw a bunch of battling at the end of that. Now you see this front pack. There's about 9 or 10 trucks, and one driver to point out, it's Austin Murray.
Murray absolutely laying it down here at Pocono, just charging up through the field, fighting with these guys in the top 10. You got this top 10 under an absolute blanket. It was a second at the line. It might be under that next time by, but Brady Burkhart rocketing out at front as Cloud takes P2. Just some great racing here. 2x2 all the way around this track. Pocono's definitely wide enough for that kind of action.
That's the good thing about this track. All 3 corners you could pass, and even on the straightaways, with how long 2 of the 3 straightaways are, you can get that draft and power around just like they powered around Carter Friesen into the tunnel turn a couple laps ago. Matty Porta now shoving him up. Also to point out, Alex Benyako, Austin Murray, and Anderson Reed have all joined up with this front pack. You see Carson Bowers, Peter Onjak, Jay Jefferson a bit further back, then a pack of 4, including DJ Gibson, and the rest of the field pretty much spread out. But up front, this could be the money stop, though. Spurley Tube into Cloud!
Vicious hit. Peters sends Spurley Tube up in the air, and this could be bad with some of these guys plowing in late. These guys got to get it turned around in time. Looks like they're going to keep it down, but the race to the line, what's going to happen? Who's going to get it? Brady Burkhart. He's clear out front. Like I said, we've seen a clean race. Once again, commentators curse.
And just like that, we thought Logan Cloud might have the truck to beat as he was getting up there. Riley Spurley Tube, they were trying to hang on, and that's just another gut punch to TSR. He'll come back around outside the top 20. Alex Peters, pretty much that truck's going to be done. As long as he can stay on the lead lap, though, maybe he'll be able to hang on. As multiple trucks were on pit road, we were getting ready for pit stops.
So these guys in the back pit, and they're going to be caught a lap down. Oh, man, that is heartbreaking for them. They're probably gambling on a caution. If they could get there in time. Doesn't look like Eric Monaco's a lap down in that 72, but Spurley's driven away. I don't know how much damage he has from that flip, although I'm sure the roll cage might be compromised on that 28, or the roof at least. Unsafe to race. He's further up the field, actually. There he is. That truck barely has a scratch on it.
And he went upside down after getting hit in the driver's side, or I think the driver's side, by Alex Peters. Also to point out, you see Roger Ray, he is staying out, but he cannot come in during this because the lap drivers come in on a different lap. Luke Rainey was able to stay in front of the leaders. Hopefully we do not see the same thing that happened last time out at Charlotte, where all the lap guys kind of stayed up in front and messed with the race. But Burkhart's going to lead us down. This is the money stop. We thought we'd see 2 green flag pit stops. This will change everything as they come on down. Burkhart, Porta, Friesen, Benyako, and Murray, your top 5.
Taking a look, see, you have to take 4 tires. Spurley was driving terrible on the old tires, washed up the track into the 91. That's at least what I think I've happened. Haven't seen a replay yet, but yeah, my call would be 4 tires every time.
And honestly, with this race, of course, you have that race number 2. If you're at the back now, you could be at the front for the next race. So there's only a few laps left. I mean, a win could get you into the chase, but don't gamble. Just go for those 4 tires, the fuel. Hope your pit crew can give you the runs it needs. Brady Burkhart will be the first one out. I think Ben Yacco might have beat Friesen. We'll, of course, get the actual race running order when they all file back in. But many drivers, it looks like the whole field going 4 tires. One thing to point out, Logan Cloud did not repair the truck. Alex Peters will start 40th in tomorrow's race because he has just taken the truck behind the wall. Riley Spurleytube, they are buffing out the damage to that number 28.
I can't believe that 28's getting back out there. That's an absolute miracle for TSR and just shows you how much Riley's dedicated to that team, making sure it doesn't count a total truck in their damage costs.
Normally, I would cut to the replay real quick, but if you remember, Eric Monaco was allowed to go around the pace car. He might be our race leader as they shuffle back around because he should be on the lead lap. All these guys up front were stuck behind the pace truck, but not Monaco. We're going to take a look and see if he will cycle into the race lead, and then we'll go take a look at the replay. But if Monaco could be in the race lead, that could have been sheer luck for that 72 team.
No, it's complete strategy. All those guys that came down right when the caution came out, they were trying to be in the position that Monaco's in right now. But only Monaco got past like the pace car in time.
Nathan Stapleton also did. He will be your race leader.
So 2 of them got it right. The rest of them didn't.
Now these guys, of course, just like Charlotte, we will have lap trucks. But unlike Charlotte, we don't have just 9 trucks behind him. It's only about 6 or 7 up here. A couple of these guys have been pretty slow this race, but this is going to be important. Nathan Stapleton for Mid-South Automotive out in front, and Eric Monaco in that Smart Motorsports 72 in second. This could be crazy for some of these guys back here. Austin Murray's been fighting through the pack all day. He's up to 6th. He might be able to get a run here. Logan Cloud, they did not repair that truck. He's back in 10th, just trying to hang on now. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look and see what happened to bring out this caution between Spurleytube, Cloud, and Alex Peters. Bring us back to the action here at Pocono, where we will be restarting inside of 6 laps to go.
Charging down the Long Pond straightaway into turn number 2. Riley Spurleytube riding the outside underneath Carter Friesen. He's going to make an absolutely massive elevator move right off the back bumper of that 85, trying out of desperation to see how far he can get up for the incoming green flag pit stops, probably the next time by. He's going to charge it into turn 2, low on the racetrack, and probably just miss his braking point, focus on getting by 85. Them tires are worn, slides up. Cloud comes down the track as well because he doesn't know the 28's absolutely sending it under him, and they synchronize spin up the track, backs it into the wall. Spurleytube doesn't get too much damage because Cloud took the brunt of the impact, but here, Peters pounds the side of the 28, flips him upside on his roof, sliding, sparking across the turn 2 pavement. He's going to roll it back over, just a full roll, gets back on his wheels, and is going to drive away with minimal damage, only a scraped up hood. Ray and Bowers panic a little bit, go into the grass, but they're fine, and Riley's going to drive away and finish this race with not too much damage from that flip. Just an absolute testament to the safety and engineering of these race cars.
On board with Alex Peters as he was following this pack of trucks in. He was in the middle of the pack, but Riley Spurleytube, he dove to the inside of Friesen, hits Logan Cloud, they collide. Now Peters is up the track, tries to get through it, but Spurleytube comes down, couldn't slow down in time, hits him, and that is heartbreaking for Alex Peters. This 45 team took the truck out of the race. They will have to go to a backup for tomorrow's event.
On board the Martini GMC of Logan Cloud as his day gets all shaken up. Yeah, he came down into Spurley, but probably didn't know he was there, so Spurley's tires were pretty dead for that aggressive move, so I'd say it's a shared blame, but honestly, it's just one of them racing deals.
So we're under caution for the first time today at the Hershey's 300, and we will be going back racing with just a few laps to go. Riley Spurleytube, Logan Cloud, Alex Peters bring out the first caution of the day late in the run. Back at the Hershey's 300 here at Pocono, Nathan Stapleton and Eric Monaco looking to play the caution and try to win this race. They have 6 lap trucks that also came down to pit with them, including Luke Rainey, Joseph Strigley, Logan Bradley, Christian Vargas, Mark Silas, and Dusty Neal. CFRO hasn't really been having the best of the last few weeks, but Stapleton and Monaco, everyone's taken 4 tires. Everyone's taken fuel. They all can make it to the end, and their tires are pretty much equal. Stapleton and Monaco could win this race if this strategy plays out. That would be outstanding. Could shake up these points standing. Stapleton 31st in points. Monaco not running for the chase. So Stapleton would need to pull an Eli Bright-esque points run to make the chase like Eli almost did last season. But anyway, coming out of turn 3, Nathan Stapleton, Eric Monaco, Burkhart, Benyako, and Friesen, your top 5.
Pace truck is down. How will these lappers fare? Will they be good lappers or bad lappers? Can Brady take the lead early here? Are we going to see another quick caution and get these guys back on the lead lap? They fan out. Brady already underneath Monaco. Stapleton has the bottom with that CFRO Alliance teammate of Neal possibly trying to help him push his way up. But Benyako throws it wide. Here comes Austin Murray for second. Possibly, or no, that'd be like 4th because I'm all mixed up as sure as everybody else watching is. But now Brady going for the lead underneath Stapleton.
And Burkhart, he needs this. Stapleton throws the block down to the bottom, looking to the inside of Neal. His alliance partners are Logan Bradley and Dusty Neal. Strigley and Rainey, what are they doing up there?
They're racing like they think they're trying to win the race, but no, they could almost wiped out the field with that one. Now Brady back underneath Stapleton with the help of Vargas, it seems like. And now Neal, the lapper, trying to push up that Alliance teammate, the 49 up the track. I don't know what Neal is doing.
But now Burkhart trying to take the lead. Stapleton is hanging strong. Look at Monaco still in 3rd, but here comes Austin Murray. You know this 88 truck is hungry. He wants to win on the big tracks now. One truck pulling out of line.
That's Perez. He's got an issue. I don't know what's wrong with that, but he's going to slide up the track possibly. He's going to keep it down. Looks like an engine failure possibly for GDIs. Ooh, Roger Ray pushing up possibly into that 30. But now, taking a look, Brady leading, Murray 2nd. Stapleton is still 3rd.
Murray, though, this could be the biggest story of the weekend. 38th to 1st. If he could win this race, and then he'd start tomorrow from 40th and have to do it all again. But right now, he's in 2nd, chasing down Brady Burkhart. Stapleton is still here. Look at Alex Benyako. Look at Eric Monaco trying to hang on as now Burkhart shoved up the track by Murray. There's 3 lap trucks left, including Vargas, Strigley, and Luke Rainey. Now Burkhart trapped with them. Here comes Austin Murray.
Nobody else has a chance. They're all bricked up by Matty Porta and Carter Friesen there. Eric Monaco, Mark Silas holding up that outer line. Here comes Murray, 3 wide, trying to split the lapper of Christian Vargas into turn 1.
And now you got Logan Bradley bringing Stapleton and Benyako back into this. Vargas going through the middle. He has to be scared right now. Doesn't want to tear up any more ADR equipment. I think Burkhart might have got a piece of the wall, but he's stuck by Strigley. Now Strigley looking like he could go top to bottom and try to block this 88. Now you got the 61.
They were 3 wide again, and Murray's going to come out of it with the lead.
And Burkhart trying to hang on. He's going to clear him. Now he just has to fight this 88. Now you got the 61, the SBR teammate, alliance partner in Toyota Racing Development. He is there. Now Strigley up the track. He's in the wall.
He's going to come down by Bradley. Don't wash up off the corner. All right, they're going to stay clean. Matty Porta, Alex Benyako running about 4th and 5th right now because I think of where Stapleton is. But Brady still on the absolute charge. It's going to an all-out duel for the lead, 4 to go.
He's going to look to the inside. He has driven here before many times in the NSDCA. Last season, of course, Murray was not in this race in a competitive truck, at least that I know of. No offense to Anjata there, but Burkhart now looking to the inside of that 88. He's looking for that spot. Alex Benyako clearing to 3rd, but he has 2 lap trucks in front of him. Eric Monaco is hanging up in 5th, probably because of this. And look at Ryan Butcher inside the top 10. Here comes DJ Gibson, Paul Jackson. Everyone's trying to make these moves with these lap trucks, throwing a wrench into the plans.
It's an all-out charge to the finish here. Murray just trying to keep his foot on the gas. Brady trying to reel him back in. It's going to be 3 to go this time by... Still about 7 miles of racing left. They have the fuel to the end. And this cloudy day, rain won't be a factor. Can Brady charge down Murray? Does he have time? Benyako and Porta don't. They're going to still have 2 lap trucks to get by. Stapleton and Monaco still racing for the P5. Look at that.
That strategy is really paying off. Again, just talk about Smart Motorsports real quick while everything is going crazy. Carson Bowers also has his team boss all over the back of him. But Monaco, Smart Motorsports is struggling on money as well. They really cannot afford to run full seasons in this 72 truck, but they're trying anyway. A top 5 would go a long way. Porta looking 3 wide on Vargas. He makes contact. They're in the wall. Rainey and Vargas both in the wall, but Porta forces his way by.
They saved it. Oh my God. Matty Porta, an absolute balls to the wall move there. Now the lap cars, Vargas and Rainey push each other up the track. They're 3 wide. They're Monaco trying to get by, but looks like Alex Benyako, Matty Porta have come out of that okay. At the front, Austin Murray still leads over a good margin, about half a second on Brady.
Now, Brady, he has one thing up his sleeve. He has that draft down these long straightaways. Murray, though, has the best truck on the grid, especially at these speedways and short tracks. You got Benyako in 3rd. If these two start fighting up in front, he is really pulling up on him. We might see 2 SBR trucks try to draft their way up to Murray, but they're running out of time. Porta in 4th, Monaco 5th, Stapleton, Friesen, Butcher. Then it's Bowers, Paul Jackson now going to try to make it 3 wide possibly, and DJ Gibson. That is your top 10 as Curtis forces his way down. The back of the pack is getting crazy. Monaco's trying to clear the lap trucks to try to fight his way up here, but Austin Murray's trying to set sail and win this race.
Everybody trying to fight those lappers in the pack. Absolute insanity, but it's clear out front. 88, 99, 1-2. Murray leads at the line, white flag.
And Brady, he has the time, he has the draft, but he just needs that speed to go away from that 88. The 88 and 91 have prided themselves on being dominant when they pull away. Now, Burkhart, he's looking low. The 88 might have the momentum down the back. This might be the one final passing opportunity that Burkhart has. Murray looking to just win this race if he can keep up the distance.
He's too far back. It's not going to happen unless there's some divine intervention. Something goes wrong on that 88. He's got it.
Coming through turn 2 for the final time into turn 3. He just has to hit his marks and he is home free for the race win. Austin Murray from 38th on the grid. Burkhart's going to try. He does not have enough time. Murray, 38th to 1st. He'll have to do it again tomorrow, but he wins today. Austin Murray, the winner of the Hershey's 350 at Pocono.
Pack absolutely charging by. Who knows where everybody's going to end up. Eric Monaco, P5. Nathan Stapleton, P9. Great runs for them. Carson Bowers might hurt his point chance a little bit because Carter Friesen beat him, but probably not by much because he still comes home P10.
Austin Murray, a great race. You see Brady's going to go up there and congratulate him on that. Brady started this race from up front and never really had to fight many drivers. But Murray, 38th to 1st in this race. And now he's pretty much going to have to do that again. With the field as they run, Jose Perez and Alex Peters are out. They will start 39th and 40th, including Luke Rainey on down. All of those guys will start 32nd through 38th. But now, Austin Murray starts tomorrow from 31st, Brady Burkhart from 30th, and so on. Riley Spurleytube, with that crash, though, he will be starting on the pole.
That's incredible. I mean, he'll probably need to go to a backup car. I'm sure Cloud will go to a backup car, but since they weren't a lap down, they could probably still invert to the pole position. They won't get a Pepsi Pole Award, though, because it's an inversion, but what a race. Just pretty much clean and green for all of that, but an absolute sprint to the finish, all that drama. I can't wait for tomorrow.
That was a great race, and we have another 40 laps coming to you from Pocono. Austin Murray, 38th to 1st. Logan Cloud, that has to be heartbreak. I think the 91, he's pretty far back there. Cloud actually finished 28th, so maybe instead of working the points, because he's already pretty much locked into the chase, maybe he was trying to get that further up starting spot, try to start this race from the 4th position instead. But a lot of drivers in this. Who do you think your driver of the day was, and why is it Austin Murray?
Exactly. There's no question about it. Tore his way up through the field, using that Dodge power, and just passed everybody. There's nothing about it. There's no question.
People have questioned how Mid-South Automotive just gave pretty much everything to that 88 team. As you see Stapleton, polar opposite of that. He's 31st in points. Now, he'll probably gain a little bit after this race for that great great 9th place finish. But of course, Murray now puts himself as the second driver to get 2 wins this season. Talk about that pit strategy real quick with Stapleton and Monaco. How genius was that from those guys who were actually able to make it work?
Guys in the back knew that they had to get that inversion in because, you know, they knew that those guys at the front were racing so hard on them old tires. They decided to pit, risk on a caution. They got the caution, but leaders were just too fast and only 2 of them got by. Could you imagine that race if, like, Luke Rainey and Joseph Strigley were fighting for the win, trying to hold off them charging 88 and 99? That would have been just even crazier, I feel.
Now, of course, you saw they were not able to hold them off, but they were lap trucks, so maybe they were trying to just get out of there and just kind of run back there. But that would have been insane if all, I believe, 8 of those trucks would have still been in there. We could have seen a whole different run to the finish. A great race here at Pocono for race number 1 of this doubleheader weekend. We're going to head on to race 2 tomorrow. But for Peter and myself, we thank you guys for tuning into the NSDCA, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another great race. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time on the NSDCA.